Jag minns ju den tid du gav mig life billar yo. Nu vill jag kunna ge tillbaka allt jag inte kunnat ge förut. Det finns ju ingen annan där som kan stå här by my side, oh why. Sättet du rör på det får mig att dö för det baby. För de här yardis, de vill ju bara dra ner oss.
Hello, and welcome to today's podcast, where we are going to talk about happy holidays. Because, good heavens, that can be a really complicated question. I mean, for me, for the sake of my family, I wish I didn't feel this way, but I do. I am not too fond of Christmas. In fact, I have a certain kind of very uncomfortable disdain for the holiday season in general. Historically, this is not a great time of year for me. As the short days get progressively shorter, I just don't get the sunlight that my body needs to thrive. I mean, seasonal affective disorder, which is a reality for me every year, gets a lot darker than just feeling a little bit blue. And most people who don't experience it can't understand what that's like. Moving to Mexico did not solve the problem of days that don't deliver enough hours of sunlight for me. I also had a very awkward breakup, like the it's not you, it's me kind of breakup with traditional Christianity in my early 20s, so decades ago. And that does not square up with all of our family members who still see Christmas as a religious holiday. I don't believe in the virgin birth in a manger any more than I believe in Santa Claus, and celebrating a Christian holiday feels wildly dishonest to me. I think capitalism hurts people, and no time of year elevates capitalism like December. I was raised by parents who frequently couldn't afford to do Christmas the way other families did, or even do it at all, and it trained me not to want things. I also spent many years as a young single mother feeling guilty. I couldn't afford the presents I knew my child knew better than to even ask for. So yeah, there is all of that knotted up into my complicated story about this season. The holidays just aren't my jam. And yet, usually we do, as a family, what I refer to as performative holidays. I try as hard as I can to bake the cookies, cook the meals, buy and wrap the presents, sing the Christmas carols, all of it so other people can enjoy the show, and I resent doing it more and more every year. And despite all of that, there's something about this time of year. There's something deeply primal in the whisperings of the wind in the holiday season. It quietly almost demands both celebration and contemplation. Good year, sweet baby Jesus, this year is one for the record books. 2 years of pandemic with all the death and dying and illness and discord and fear and fighting. This year is requiring sacred closure with an urge I have never felt this strongly before. It kind of wants to be wrapped up like a baby and put to bed with a lovingness that heals what it was. 2020, it feels like that, right? It goes on forever. 2021 wants to be ritualized before we can take the calendar off the wall. Now, I learned something about myself this year. I used to think I resented the holidays so much because of all the work it took to produce. However, Dia de los Muertos taught me something about myself. I have had a low-key sort of celebration of Dia de los Muertos for a while now, every year. However, living in Mexico inspired us to go all in, and going all in takes some damn work. It takes some time and effort to find and frame all of the photos of the ancestors and the departed loved ones. It takes some devotion to set up an oferta, which is basically an altar to your departed loved ones, and finding gifts to leave for them on the oferta. I cooked all the favorite foods of all of the loved ones we honored for a very large ritual meal. And that cooking and preparation took days of work. And I deeply enjoyed every love-infused minute of it. The process itself felt like medicine for an exhausted soul. If not for the pandemic, I would have invited everyone, and I ached to share and host. But I digress. The point is, I know that even a holiday with a lot of fuss and a lot of work can be deeply fulfilling. So this year, we will make some changes changes that we've talked about for a lot of years. And in some ways, it was really easy this year, as if Christmas quit me out of mutual disgust. I've let go of any internal pressure to bring everyone home and get the gang together. We will probably exchange one or two small gifts, but I mean it when I say small. And that's not happening on December 25th this year. We're celebrating solstice instead. I'm going to make like a winter root soup and homemade bread and maybe a cherry pie, which is my favorite. We will turn off all the lights and have an evening candlelight meal. We'll celebrate the darkest day and then call it blessed and be done with it. And it feels so right all the way through. All of this is a very long way of saying give yourself permission to do whatever the fuck you want for just 1 year and see where it leads you. For me, it has led to a deeper, more purposeful and joyful connection with myself and the rhythm of this season. The intentional disconnection from the frantic pace of people pleasing allows me to sit with all of my very complex emotions about this year and lovingly sort through them. Over the next few days, my wish for you is that the boldness that is inside you arises to give yourself permission to do whatever will bring you the most peace. And I wish you a profoundly soulful holiday. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me at lisamhayes.com. If you are interested in coach training, in a program that is training artists, creatives, rebels, misfits, non-joiners, and outsiders, check out thecoachingguild.com. And you have a beautiful day and a beautiful, beautiful holiday season. From me, my family, and all of my dogs making background noise. We love you. Thank you for listening to Coaching Confidential. Tune in next time for more genius, wisdom, and truth about being a coach without any of the smoke and mirrors hype, predatory marketing, or industry nonsense. For more information, visit www.thecoachingguild.com.